type of parents that send their kids to Schechter are a certain kind of parents who are leaders, who embrace that and share that with their kids.
I saw that this was going to be a partnership, that the things that we wanted were the things that Schechter wanted.
I think it's not only learning about my heritage and my religion and all of the holidays that I celebrate. I think it's also like the virtues that you learn.
We are teaching our children not just about academics, but about responsibility.
It is a very special community, and you can't find it in too many places.
Schechter became our family. The children's friends became our friends, Friday night dinners.
It's the friendships and the relationships that you make that are really lifelong, and they're not just for your kids, they're for you too.
I think the Schechter model almost creates a Jewish peoplehood within. I see that it creates a caring community within, and I see that it's concerned about the future of Jews.
That's what we're all about. We're about faces, we're about our community, we're about, once you get in this place, you don't want to leave.
We really try very hard to make every day very special.
We are creating in this building tomorrow morning. There are leaders of the next generation, I am sure of it. It's just fascinating to see where some of our kids are ending up.
The UJA Federation has recognized that Schechter has the same goals in many ways that they do.
It's very important, the support that we get from UJA, the people who they can bring in and help to coordinate our programs has been invaluable.
One of the strengths of the day school is that it creates a community within it, and people care about each other. It's not just a school they come to and then they leave. This really engages families.
I give them a ton of credit for recognizing the importance of Jewish day school education generally and the importance of Schechter in the continuity of the Jewish people in the United States.
Through UJA Federation, we have had worlds opened up to us in terms of scholarship through the Rose Biller Scholarship Fund.
And we benefit in so many ways from UJA, from greeting fellowships to the Day School Advocacy Committee on which I sit, which has really very actively been lobbying for New York State funding for Jewish day schools, along with the Catholic Coalition for all non-public schools, and UJA has really been at the forefront of that.
We were very pleased to serve as the host school for the Affordability Forum for faith-based schools.
The bottom line is we need organizations like UJA to support the mission of the school.
Huge addition that we've gotten from UJA is our Generations program. UJA has brought together 6 Jewish day schools from the New York area and has really helped spearhead our endowment and legacy building.
In the aftermath of Hurricane Sandy, immediately funds became available.
We raised $16 million beyond as a special campaign, and part of that money was used for helping our kids, some from Solomon Schechter, who live on the South Shore and whose homes were devastated.
Day school families are used to giving. They're not used to receiving. And when day school families needed help, UJA Federation was there with that help.
Part of course, what we're very interested in is the continuity of Jewish life. And we know that Jewish day schools and yeshivot are important for creating the environment by which our children will go on to become committed Jews and future Jewish philanthropists.
There is no more natural fit than the Jewish Greening Fellowship that was awarded to the Schechter School of Long Island by UJA Federation.
It's part of our own attempt to teach the kids that the world is theirs, that they will inherit, and they have an obligation to leave a good world behind as well.
And as you can see walking around our school, we have recycling stations all over the building now. We have an e-waste station in each building.
Change the water fountains and then have the kids get water bottles that they could fill that are not going to create extraneous water bottles that would be thrown away in garbage.
It definitely translates itself at the home because I definitely get the lectures of Ari or Noah. I'll say, oh no, Dad, you're supposed to recycle that. So,
the room that we're sitting in now in the library is right there on the Shomrei Adama. We really created a library out of recycled chairs and used books and used games and created a place where the kids are so excited to be in here, and it overlooks the garden. You can come in the good months and see the kids picking the tomatoes off of the vine and popping them in their mouths, and it's like, talk about a well-rounded school experience.
What we do is like recycle and turn off the lights when we're leaving the room.
In this field, she picks helpers from each class, and then you have to shut off the lights when you leave the room.
It was not a natural thing to start turning off the lights, but once those little signs went up, it's a constant reminder, and every time I walk out of my office, I flip off the light.
Another program is TEVA, which is an entire learning environment.
The kids do take a trip up to a camp and do the TEVA experience, which teaches them that the earth is a very important aspect of the world in which they live and how sensitive they need to be, and that it's God's gift to all of us.
I thought it was a really good experience for me. We went hiking in the woods, we learned how to conserve the environment. I thought it was really cool because you got to learn about the environment that you live in.
It's up to you to really be on the forefront of taking care of this world.
I'm really proud of my mom and my dad. Please allow me to start over.
Rachel and Michael Schorr are really the future of our school and the future of the Jewish people.
They are a wonderful, warm family. They are very, very connected to Schechter. I love going on tours with Rachel because listening to her present the school from a parent's perspective is very special.
She is somebody that everybody can relate to.
Rachel is a phenomenal board member. She's full of life and is just the perfect representative. Michael has a phenomenal business sense, specifically as it relates to the real estate, and it's just a pleasure to work with.
He brings the expertise in the field of real estate development, and when the right property will show up, Michael will be there to help lead us through that process.
Rachel's here all the time. In fact, I probably don't even know how often she's here. But if it's not daily, it's close to daily.
Well, I get to see my mom every day in school, basically, so I like it.
It's fun to see my mom in the school and sometimes in the library.
There are so many things that over the years he has been involved with in the school. When he was blowing the shofar in kindergarten and, you know, helping to coach the soccer team on Sundays.
I think that they do so much to support our school and all of our friends and us. So I think that it's really important that they get honored.
Jeff is fabulous, as is Rochelle. Wonderful parents. They're just great people. They really are.
Jeff has just been the prototypical Schechter board member, Schechter family, and he and his wife, Rochelle, have just raised 3 just amazing kids who I know are going out into the world and just making Schechter proud.
Jeff knows everybody, Jeff knows everything, and Jeff is a fountain of information.
Without Rochelle embracing the lunch service, we probably wouldn't have been involved in the school as much as we had.
He is dedicated to the perpetuation of Judaism and conservative Judaism especially.
And of course his experience and his work in real estate was very important in the location and the move to the Williston Park campus.
He's definitely the big picture person in our family, and I think he was able to share that on the board and as a parent.
We helped organize a multi-generational Solomon Schechter trip to Israel. It was really Rochelle who organized the entire thing.
We've been working very hard as a school in the implementation of a new database system. And behind the scenes was Rochelle Canarak doing an analysis of the input and the output of data in our school. That's a thankless job. And this was after her children were no longer students here at the school. It's really out of her love of Schechter, her appreciation for the education that her own children received, that she came back to take on this mighty project.
And I know that both of them feel so strongly about Schechter and having their children here.
The best money that we spent in our lives after food, shelter, and clothing was the Schechter education. I love Schechter, in case you can't tell.
Congratulations, Mom and Dad. While I know all the work you've done these past years has been out of a real belief in our community,
my parents put so much time and effort into making Schechter the incredible experience that it was for me.
I wanted to congratulate my parents on this honor. It's something that I know they deserve for all that they've done for the Schechter family, and I'm really proud of them for receiving it.
I started here in September 1995 as a 4th grade teacher, and I taught 4th grade for 8 years, and I loved every single minute of it.
At the beginning of the year, she bought the kids little toys and she put them in a bag that would help them through their year. And one of those things was an eraser. And the reason she bought them an eraser is because everybody's entitled to make mistakes.
One day I was called into the principal's office and I couldn't imagine what I had done wrong. And he suggested that I would become the assistant principal. And I said, absolutely not. A year went by and he came back and he said, how about now? And I said, no, no, no. And the 3rd time I said, I'll try it. I never expected to like it, but I wound up loving the assistant principal part.
I'm sure she was a stellar 4th grade teacher, but when she was a 4th grade teacher, she could only touch the kids in her classes. And Sandy, who she has been and is in our school, touches every kid.
She's watching what we're doing and she's recording our progress.
I need to interact with the children, I need to interact with the teachers. So I am in every room, every day.
She's incredibly smart and she just knows what to do in every situation. So she's just a big help, and she is like one of the people who make Schechter the way it is.
And she's also overseeing the schedule and the curriculum in a way that is making sure that our academics stay absolutely top-notch.
Technology is something that I really have an affinity for, that I love, and I think it's just such an integral part of teaching today.
You know, when you send your kid off to school, you always know that there's a mom figure looking after them, and she is, you know, the kids always say she's tough. You know, she's tough. She makes the kids, she holds them accountable, and that's a good thing. But she's also watching over them like a mom, and that makes you feel really comfortable and really, you know, knowing that your kids are going to be safe and happy in school also.
I do love the children. I do love working here. I love teaching, and I love impacting children every day.
Sandy Schorr love.
We love you, Sandy, oh yes we do. There isn't anyone quite like you.
I know what I want for them, and I know that I want them to enter the building with a smile on their face, and I want them to go home with a smile on their face.